Today, I want to talk about a very important subject that is subtotal. Because if you know how to use subtotal in Excel, you can replace lots of formulas, the ones you can see here on the screen. And on top of that, if you know how to use subtotal, you can even replace pivot tables in some scenarios. And also, it's going to help you make analysis. So in this video, I want to show you exactly what I mean by that. I have a data set, and of course, if you have your own data set, you can do the same because the idea is the same. You have a data set in Excel with a couple of rows, couple of columns, several rows, actual data. You can use subtotal. You can use the benefits of the subtotal. Here I basically have a sales report with date, month, salesperson, category, product, quantity, unit price, total sales, and payment status. Let's say I want to quickly summarize or analyze this data set. Let's say I want to know how much I was sold by category, specifically shirts. How can I do that? I can filter this entire data set, and maybe I can add up all those values within the column H, total sales. But instead of do it manually, we can use the subtotal because it's easier. It's way better than use a sum formula in Excel, or maybe in some cases it's better than use pivot tables because you don't need to use a separate screen. You can do everything just right here. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a new blank row at the top of my data set. So I want to click on the first row of Excel, right click and go to insert. Right here at the top of total sales equals subtotal. This is the formula we are going to use throughout this video. Double click here, subtotal, 1, 2. The first thing subtotal is going to ask me is about the function number. The function number is basically the function, the calculation you want to do. Here we have average, count, count A, maximum, minimum, product, and etc. All those formulas, of course, we also have access by using the average formula itself. So we don't need to use the average within the subtotal and etc. But again, the subtotal is very interesting because by using the subtotal, you can replace all those formulas you see right here. Let's say I want to use the sum formula. I just go to the number 9, double click to select 1, 2, comma. Now the reference is basically the range I want to add up. And in this case, I want to add up everything I have in the column H, specifically starting in cell H3, click, hold, and drag all the way to the last row. Okay, like this. And if I hit enter, basically what the subtotal is going to do is return the addition of this whole column. And the result is $28,000. And let me insert here a accounting format just to make it easier to see. Okay, so this is the result. Not that different than using a sum formula, for example, but the difference is right here. If I select this whole data set all the way down, go to Home tab, here to the right, sort and filters, enable the filter option. Let's say I want to filter only by a certain category, that is specifically shirts. I can go to shirts, click OK, and as you guys can see, the total at the top changed $5,000. That's it. So this is an incredible benefit to use the subtotal formula in Excel. Every time you filter your data set, the subtotal updates. And another thing that maybe is interesting to do here, we can convert this entire range into a table because we can have access to more features such as the slicer. And in my opinion, using the slicer coupled with the subtotal is one of the best things you can do in Excel. Let me show you here. Let me clear this table. Let me go to total Home tab, all the way here to the right, sort and filter, and click again on the filter just to turn it off like this. I can click, hold, and drag everything again to select. Go to insert, and this time I want to insert a table. And make sure you check the option. My table has headers, and then OK. Now we have a real Excel table. And the benefit to use a table in Excel is we have access to this new tab that is the table design. And within the table design, in this tools group, we have the insert slicer tool. Let me click on that. And with this new dialog box, I can choose the options, the columns that I want to use as a filter. Let's say I want to be able to filter by month, salesperson, category, maybe by product, and payment status. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to use here multiple filtering options. Okay, that's it. Let me move those dialog boxes up here at the top. Maybe later we can organize it better. Okay, I think it's good enough. Let's say I only want to see the data set from April. If I click here on April, look what's going to happen with the total at the top. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, that's it, $3,250. If I go to another month, February, 25, 24, that's it. Very simple, guys. And in my opinion, if you have a data set where you need to quickly analyze the data, quickly summarize things, you don't even need to create the advanced formulas such as sum if, unique formula, count if, pivot tables, and etc. because you can handle a lot of analysis only by using the subtotal. And again, we are using here only the sum formula within the subtotal. But I could also change this reference to another one. Let's say I want to count the rows. So count A, double click, 1, 2. Now we have the option 3, activate, enter. 80 is not $80, but 80 rows that we have. If I go to Alex, the salesperson, we have 20 rows for Alex. And if I go combine Alex with backpack, we have just one single row. Of course, this is easy, right? Only one single row. We can just see it. But of course, here we also have this result. But let me go back to sum, because I like the most of doing the sum with the subtotal, but also the average is something very interesting to do. Enter. Okay, that's it. And the last thing I want to show you guys here about the subtotal is, if you increase the range of the table, you don't need to do it manually. Let's say I have here the 82 rows of data, of information. And if I insert more information right here underneath in the last row, the table is going to automatically update the range with the subtotal as well, right? Let me show you here a practical example. Let's say January 1st, 2026, enter. So it's January, right? Let me insert this option right here. Salesperson, let's go with Alex again. Category, maybe shoes and casual shoes. One unit price, maybe we go with $50. So the total is $50 as well. And the payment status is paid. As you guys can see, I just inserted this new row, and the table already understand this new row, and now this new row is part of the table. How I know that? Because if I look to the layout, we know it's included in the table. But another way we can increase the range of the table, but this time manually, we can go to this small triangle handle, this fill handle. If you click on it, hold and drag it downwards, you can increase the range. Or if you click, hold and drag upwards, you reduce the range. If you go here at the top again, let's say I only want to sort Alex, and by the product shoes, let's see if I can find it here. Oh, it's the category, right? Category shoes. If you take a look in the table, the last row is exactly the row we added before. And that's it, guys. Just want to show you this, how to use subtotal in Excel. I don't want to extend this video too much. Maybe one more thing you can do here to improve the layout, not the structure of the template, is just to organize better the slicers. Because if you click, let's say, on the salesperson slicer, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 options. We have here 4 different rows, four different options. But of course, if we go to the slicer itself, we can increase the number of columns. Let's say I'm going with 4 different columns. What's going to happen is, Instead of have one single line or one single option, now we have within the same line, the same row, 4 different columns. Maybe it's easier to select the options you are looking for. Of course, you could organize those slicers in the way you want, but I think playing with the columns is a good starting point because it's easier. It gets more compact. You don't need to expand too much, increase the length of the slicer. Maybe here you can reduce the area and have a more compact dashboard to the right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video on how to use subtotal in Excel. And for sure, if you use subtotal, no, you don't need to use sum formula, average, and etc. Just pay attention to the sum formula is going to add up the whole range no matter what. Doesn't matter if you filtered it or not, it's going to take the whole range. But the subtotal is only going to take the values you can see, the values that are not filtered, okay? Thank you guys, and I catch you in the next one.